Hi everyone, it's Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I have a full body workout for you on the reformer. We will be using a box for props today, so just have your box ready to go off to the side. We're going to start with your foot bars at the starting position, a medium spring, and we're going to be on a medium spring for most of class today. When you get your medium spring on my balanced body reformer, that's going to be a blue. You can have your headrest up or down. That is going to be up to you. And then we're just going to start lying down onto our reformers for our warm-ups. Now, once we get down onto our reformers, headrests do have to start all the way down. So if you do have them up, just go ahead and knock those headrests down. Arms are going to be at our sides. Now we are going to begin with bridging, which is a little more challenging on this medium spring compared to what we're used to with those heavier springs on. So if you need to set your feet underneath the foot bar like mine right now, you can take your feet underneath the foot bar. That does help alleviate a lot of pressure in your hamstrings. But if you feel comfortable, you can take your feet onto the foot bar. You can go heels or arches. It does not matter. And then I'm going to have my feet about like hip distance away from each other, so a little wider than that sits bones distance out. Okay, the idea is that the carriage is going to stay still. We're going to take an inhale in our neutral spines. On an exhale, I'm going to flatten my low back down into the carriage, and I'm just going to roll my spine up one vertebrae at a time. I'm thinking sending my tailbone to the backs of my knees, taking an inhale at the top, and then on my exhale, I'm slowly rolling my spine back down into the carriage, and then I'm going to inhale again in my neutral. So again, we're exhaling to flatten the low back down, rolling our spines up one vertebrae at a time, taking an inhale at the top, and then again exhale as we roll back down. Now again, if that's too much on the hamstrings, take the feet underneath the foot bars. Keep going. We're really gonna feel our glutes, hamstrings working. And roll down. Just making sure that our knees and feet are staying parallel with each other. Exhaling as we roll up. Inhaling at the top. And then again, exhaling as we articulate our spines all the way back down. Inhaling in our neutral. And then last one. Inhale. And then exhale as we roll back down. Okay, once we come down, we can just go ahead, pause at the bottom. This next time we come up, we're just gonna come up into a little lift. Again, it's up to you if you keep your feet on the foot bar or if you keep them under the foot bar on the wooden platform to make this easier. Now again, heels or arches can go on. You're gonna flatten your low back down, lift your pelvis just about a fist distance, so we're more in that pelvic tilt. Keep that tuck. We're gonna inhale, push your legs out as far as you feel comfortable. So if you don't feel comfortable going to straight legs, don't. And then on an exhale, pull back in. Keep the little hover of your pelvis. Knees, feet stay parallel. Inhale as you push out. Feel free to look up. Knees, feet parallel. Exhale, pull the carriages back in. Again, inhale as we push out. Exhale, pull back in. Keep the little hover of your pelvis. If that's too much on your low backs, then your butt can hover a little closer down towards the carriage. I'm going to go 3. You should really feel your hamstrings. 2. And then last one. In. Okay, roll your spines back down. If you want to give your hamstrings a little bit of a stretch, you can stretch your legs out. You can hang them over your foot bars. Does not matter. Okay, then if your carriages are out, we're going to pull them all the way back in. And now if you do want your headrest to go up, you can go ahead, prop your headrest all the way up or whatever position you would like them at. We're going to go into some single arm work, grabbing just the right strap off of the peg. Now, this medium spring is a little lighter than what we're used to, so you can either hold on to the short loop, which again will be a little lighter, or you can take your hand all the way through your strap and just choke up on your rope, which is where I'm gonna be at. That's gonna be a little heavier for your arm. So either reach through and choke up or just hold on to the strap. Right arm should be straight up to the ceiling, left arm is at your side. Neutral position of our pelvis, legs up into a tabletop position. They are zipped together. On an exhale, I'm gonna pull my right arm straight down to my hip, and then I'm gonna inhale and return back up towards the ceiling. So exhaling as I pull straight down, inhaling as I return back up. Really feeling lats and triceps engaging here. And then think every exhale, we are engaging our core. So abdominals are drawing in and up, and then inhale, return. Let's do 2 more here. And then last one. Now when we pull down to our hip, we're gonna hold at our hip, bend our elbow for tricep press. Exhale as we press our palm down. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Inhale, bend. Keep going. Keep your wrists long. Elbow stays right in towards our rib cage. Bra line should be staying heavy. Ribs are, think, just like gently knit together. So if you put your hand on your rib cage, you shouldn't feel them like popping up towards the ceiling. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more. And then last one. We're gonna reach that arm back up towards the ceiling, relax our feet down, hang that strap up. So really quick series for arms to start. We're gonna switch to the left side. So again, either hold onto the short loop or go through the short loop and choke up onto your strap to make it heavier. Right arm is at your side, left arm up to the ceiling, legs tabletop zip together. It's an exhale down and an inhale as we return back up. Again, arm stays long. Lats, triceps, think fire up your core on the exhale. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more here. Again, legs stay zipped. On this last one, we're gonna hold at our hip. We're gonna bend our elbow for tricep press. Exhale as we press, inhale, bend. Again, keep the wrists long. Keep the elbow in towards your ribs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 more. Just checking my rib cage, making sure that it's still together. I usually pop my ribs. Last one. Okay, when we come down, relax the feet. We're gonna go ahead, hang that strap back up onto the peg, and then we'll just go ahead and sit ourselves off to the sides. So we are gonna stay on this medium spring. We're gonna grab our short box. Our short box is going to go on in front of our shoulder blocks here, and we're gonna start back up with hamstrings. So once you get your short box on, we're gonna stand in the well, facing your carriage, facing your box, and you're gonna grab just the right strap and you're gonna take it off the peg. Now, I would suggest using the short loop just because you're gonna get more range of motion for this. So I'm gonna take the short loop and put it on the arch of my right foot, and then I'm gonna have it on the outside, not the inside of my foot. It just makes it a little easier. Footsteps on the frame of your reformer, hands on the front of the box. We're gonna kneel on the box with the left knee. Now, I'm gonna flex my right foot, swing it around so that the strap is on the arch of my right foot, and then I'm gonna set my right knee down and it should stay on. From here, hands are gonna go down onto your carriage. Feel free to adjust your strap on your foot. So hands on the carriage, knees on the box. You're gonna lift your right knee up, and then when we lift the right knee up, we have tension in our strap. On an exhale, I'm gonna keep my thigh in the same position. I'm gonna bring my heel to glute, extend my leg so I get that tension again, stop, heel to glute, and extend. So again, I'm keeping tension in my rope the entire time. My thigh stays lifted in the same position. My abs are in. I'm thinking heel to glute, extend, exhale, heel to glute, inhale, extend. We're gonna go 4, 2, and then last one, heel to glute. Now, knee is gonna bend at about a 90-degree angle. You're gonna hold. You're gonna push your heel up to the ceiling, bring it down, push the heel up and down. Keep it bent at that 90. You're just pushing your heel up and down, up and down. Really feel your glutes. Really feel those hamstrings. Let's do 4. Keep tension the entire time. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, okay. Relax the leg. You're gonna take this strap. I'm gonna take my hands first onto the box and then I'll take my strap off, and we are gonna keep this strap. Now, keep it in your right hand. Take both hands onto the front of your box. If you don't feel comfortable with balance, you can just sit your butts on the box. But if you do feel comfortable, left foot is going to go right onto the carriage. Right knee is going to stay down, and then we're just going to kneel nice and tall here. Okay, once we kneel, left hand can be wherever it feels comfortable. Again, if you need to sit on your butts for balance, you can. I have my long loop in my hand. It just is a little lighter, a little easier for me. And then shoulders, hips parallel to the wall in front of us. Hand about belly button height, palm flipped up. On an exhale, we reach our arm out and slightly up, in and slightly down. Exhale out and slightly up, in and slightly down. Try to keep your chest and your hips from rotating so they don't move. We're just exhaling to reach the right arm away. Inhaling as we bring it back in. 3, 2, and then last one. Now for this next one, I am gonna change to my short loop just because it is a little easier. I'm gonna take my arm behind me, but my shoulders are still parallel to the wall in front of me, so I'm not letting the shoulder get pulled back. We're gonna hinge slightly forward. Elbow stays in the same position. You're gonna curl in for a bicep curl, extend, exhale, curl, inhale, extend. Again, think the elbow stays behind your ribs the entire time. So you are not pulling your elbow and your arm forward. You're just bending and extending. Exhale, curl, inhale back. Think abs are in here. Okay, let's do 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're gonna hang the strap back up onto the peg. We are going to stay facing the box. One more thing before we do hamstrings on the other side. Both hands on your foot bar, both knees on the box. Hands are wide, knees I would say just about a fist distance away from each other and like 2 to 3 inches away from the edge of the box. Chest over your foot bar, knees push out into a kneeling plank, 8 wide push-ups. Bend wide, press, wide, press. Range of motion is up to you. 8 wide. I have 3. Last one. And then I'm going to bring my carriage all the way back in. Hands on the box. Carefully step back into the well. If you need to go headrest first, you can step in the headrest and then step into the well. Grab your left strap, back into hamstring. Short loop goes on the arch of your foot. Again, I would have it on the outside. It just makes it a little easier. Hands on the box. We're gonna step up. We're gonna go right knee down first, and then I'm gonna carefully bring my left knee down, and then I'll take my hands onto the front of the carriage. Then from here, we can lift the left knee up. Okay, again, tension in your rope. You're gonna bring your heel to glute, extend so you still have tension, no slack. heel to glute extend. The thigh, your quad, should be staying in the same position again the entire time. Exhale, heel to glute, inhale, extend. Okay, let's do 4 more again. Keep tension in your rope. Abs are in. I have 2, and then last one. Now when I extend, I'm gonna go out to just like a 90-degree angle. Kick your heel up, down, kick the heel up and down. So again, the idea is the knee stays bent at that 90 the entire time. You're just pushing your heel up to the ceiling, down, up to the ceiling, down. Abs are in. Push, release again. Make sure you keep tension in your rope the entire time. 3 more. 2, and it's gonna feel like a pretty small movement. 1, and relax that leg down. Take your hands onto the box and then take that strap off of your foot. Okay, again, I'm gonna use a long loop. I'm gonna take my hands onto the front. If you don't feel comfortable balance, just sit your butts on your box. But if you feel fine, right foot is going onto your carriage, and then we'll kneel nice and tall. Right arm can be wherever. Left palm should be flipped up, elbows into your ribs, hands about belly button height. We're gonna exhale, reach out, slightly up, in, slightly down. Again, you do not have to get to a fully extended arm if you can't. Trying to keep my shoulders, my torso from moving, so I'm not rotating. I'm not using my my torso to push out. I'm using the left arm. I'm gonna do 2 more, and then last one. Ooh, okay. Again, bicep curls are a little easier, so I'm gonna change to my short loop. Keep this neutral position of your spine, but hinge forward. Elbow should be behind your rib cage, behind your body. It stays there. You're gonna exhale, curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale as you extend. Keep the elbow back. Keep your wrists long. Abs are in. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 more here. 2, and then we're into push-ups. And then last one. Okay, once you extend your arm, hang your strap back up onto the peg. Both knees on the box, both hands on the foot bar. Knees again are about that fist distance away and like 2 to 3 inches away from the edge of the box. Hands are wide. We're just going back into wide push-ups. So I'm gonna shift forward again, push my knees out, pause, abs in, 8 wide push-ups. Range of motion, up to you. Think core is into your backs. 4, 2, 1. Bring it back in. Okay, child's pose before we do anything else. So knees open wide, hands in your foot bar. Shift your butts back, drop your chest down in between your arms, and just hold. We're gonna move into some core work after this stretch. Okay, lift your chest, bring the carriage in. We're gonna keep our hands on the foot bar, but we are gonna take both feet onto our carriages. Okay, once we get both feet onto our carriage, we are gonna do pikes. You have the option, if you don't feel comfortable, to just keep your feet on the carriage and to lift your heels up onto the box to do pikes here. But if you feel comfortable, we're gonna stand on top of the box. So it's a little harder for your abs, a little more challenging with this height. So Pick if you want to stay down, or if you're like me, I'm going to take my right toes to the edge of the box, left toes to the edge, and I'm going to push out. My feet again are about that fist distance away from each other, and we're in a plank. From planks, we're piking. I'm going to exhale, tuck, pike. Inhale as we push out. Exhale, tuck, pike. Inhale out. We're going to do 6 more, so 8 total. Scoop into your core to lift your hips up. I have 3 more. Last one here. All the way out. Come in carefully, step down. If you're on your box, and just feel free to give it a little stretch. If you need to sit on your box, roll out your wrists, roll out your shoulders. You can. We're gonna do some single leg pikes next. So same thing, but one foot is gonna be down towards the floor. One foot will be either on the box or again on your carriage with your heel lifted up high. We're gonna do 8 on the right side. So technically the right leg is gonna be off first, and then 8 with the left leg off. And then we're done with that little series. So hands back on. You're gonna step up again, either heels high in your box or step up on your box like myself. Push out into your plank, hold. Hips stay parallel to the floor, right foot just dangles down. You're gonna tuck your pelvis, hike your hips, you're gonna tap the box, push back out 8 times. Exhale, tuck pike, inhale, back out. If you can tap the floor, go ahead and do so. If your legs are a little shorter, you're not gonna make it down. Okay, I have 2 more on this right leg. Inhale out, scoop to lift, last one. And then I'm gonna pause in my plank hold. Okay, left leg down, shoulders, hips parallel to the floor. 8 times, tuck pike, tap your box, come back down. Exhale, scoop, lift, inhale back. I have 3 more. Last one here. Okay, get back into your planks. Push out, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those carriages in. Carefully step down. And then we're gonna sit our butts back down. I'm gonna give my shoulders, my neck a little bit of a roll. And we are staying on this medium spring. Okay, step off your box. You're gonna take your box off and you're gonna have to use your foot to push your carriage out. The box goes on the frame of your reformer. It should be up against the foot bar and the carriage should be free to move. Now, if your foot bar is like totally in the way, you could technically just move it down and it could rest up against a wooden platform, but the foot bar should be fine to stay. Just make sure each corner of your box is on the foot bar so it doesn't get pushed off. And then we're gonna sit on our carriages facing the straps. Feet should be in your headrest. Elbows go onto the box. And I'm gonna line my bra line up with the edge of the box. When I get my bra line down, I'm just gonna lie my shoulders down, lift my hips up. I'm just gonna make sure that my shoulders and my head are fully supported by the box. Hands are gonna go behind our head to open up our chest, and then we're gonna take our feet on top of the shoulder blocks here. Okay, I have like my arches slash like a little bit of my heel on the shoulder blocks. Arches should be good for everyone. Heels are lifted. Again, hands behind the head, elbows wide. Keep your butts up. You're just gonna exhale, push the carriage out, and then inhale, resist, come back in. So back into a little hamstring work. Exhale, push, inhale, resist, back in. Kind of squeeze your glutes as we go out. Resist in. Let's do 3. And then last one. Okay, when we come in, we're gonna pause with our carriages in. We're just gonna do a quick semicircle. So I'm gonna start at my bra line, or like right where the edge of my ribs are on the box. I'm gonna roll my hips down so my butt just like dangles there. You're gonna push the legs out, lift your hips up, bend your knees to come in, roll your hips down, push out, lift up, and in. We're just gonna do 3 more in that direction. 2, and then last one. Okay, when you come in, keep the hips lifted, reverse. You're gonna push out with high hips, lower your butts down, bend your knees, come in, and then think roll your spines back up. Push out, lower your hips, bend your knees, roll back up for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, keep your butts down, feet in the headrest, carefully set your butts back down, use your elbows to get you back up, and then we'll just sit off to the sides. Now, boxes are gonna stay here. Again, we're gonna stay on these same springs. We're gonna kneel on our carriages. Forearms are gonna go down onto your box. Feet are gonna be up against the shoulder blocks here. And then once we take our feet up against the shoulder blocks, hands can be together apart. Toes should be curled. I'm gonna lift my knees up a couple inches, hold. I'm gonna push my legs out. Exhale in, push, and in. Actually, let's reverse that breath. So let's exhale, push, inhale back, exhale out, inhale back. Think abs are in. Should feel your quads working with your core and your shoulders. Okay, I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1, come down. Feel free to give yourselves a little bit of a stretch. And then we're gonna do some side planks. So left forearm stays on, rotate to the right side. We're gonna have left foot forward, right foot back on the shoulder blocks. Again, left forearm stays down, right hand is gonna be down. You're gonna push into your left forearm, lift your left hip up, stretch your legs out, and then you can reach if you want your right arm up to the ceiling. Now, if you want to, you can dip your left hip, lift, dip, lift. Otherwise, if you don't feel comfortable, just hold your side plank. We're gonna do 5, 3, 2, 1, and come back in. Okay, same thing on the other side. Right forearm down, left hand on the box. I have my left foot forward, my right foot back. I think I did that the opposite way. Left foot forward, right foot back, really doesn't matter. You're gonna push into your right forearm, lift your right hip, stretch. If you wanna reach your left arm up to the ceiling, you can. Now you're either gonna hold or you're gonna add in those hip dips 8 times. Dip, lift, lift. Inhale down, exhale up. I have 5, 4, try to round through that right side of the left. 2, 1, and come back in. Okay, once we bring it back, we're gonna go ahead, take our feet back up against the shoulder blocks. I have my hands right on the edge of the box here. You're just gonna push out, hips back, drop your chest, hold. Okay, lift your chest, bring the carriage back in, and then we're gonna sit ourselves off to the sides. Okay, foot on the carriage before you take the box off, and then the box can come off. We'll go ahead and just put our boxes back. Okay, now when we do get our boxes back, I'm gonna stay on the medium spring and add on a red. We're gonna finish off With just a quick single leg feet and strap series, if you want it lighter, you can go which a red, by the way, is a heavy spring for me. You can go a heavy and a light spring. Again, with my red blue, I have a heavy and a medium spring. So up to you, one heavy, one light, or one heavy, one medium like me. Lie yourselves down, single legs. When we get down, headrest can be back up if you want them up. Otherwise, if you want to keep them down, you can keep them down. Grab the right strap into your hand, long loop, goes onto the arch of your right foot. The leg is going to go up just as high as you can hold your neutral position. And then I'm going to lift my left knee up into a tabletop position. Okay, on an exhale, we're going to pull our left leg straight down towards our springs. And then we're going to inhale, hinge, come back up. Did I say left? Right leg. We're exhaling to pull the right leg straight down. Inhale as you hinge, come back up. Left knee stays in tabletop. Right leg goes down and up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hinge. Holding our neutral position the entire time. Now it's up to you if you go a straight leg, or if you find a small bend to your knee, you will get into your glutes and your hamstrings just a little more. Okay, 2 more. And then last one, when we pull down, we're gonna pause. Single leg squats, I'm just gonna bend my right knee into tabletop. Exhale, push, inhale, bend, exhale, press. When you push out, think kind of pull your right heel down towards the springs. My knees are gonna stay hip distance away from each other, and the strap should end up right on top of your shin when you're staying in that correct alignment. Toes, knees stay pointed straight up towards the ceiling. Think squeeze your booty when you push. Okay, I'm gonna do 3, and then last one. Now, when you go out, pause, leg go straight up. So your left foot on the floor, give your left quad hip flexor a stretch, right leg go straight up to give your hamstring a stretch. Hold. Okay, left foot on the foot bar, right foot comes off. Same 2 exercises on the other side, and then after that we are gonna do leg circles. So left leg is up as high as we can hold our neutral. Right leg in our tabletop position. On an exhale, I'm pulling my left leg straight down, hinging straight up. And again, just making sure that my toes stay pointed straight up. And then it is up to you if you go a straight leg, or if you bend your knee slightly. Okay, let's do 3 more here. And then last one. Now when we pull down, pause, single leg squats, bend your left knee and push. Again, we're making sure that our pelvis just stays still. When we bend, the knees are gonna be about that hip distance away. Toes, knees stay pointed straight up. And I am going 90 and then pushing and kind of pulling my heel towards the floor so I can try to get into my glute max a little more. Inhale in, exhale, think push, and a little pull down towards the floor. Squeeze your booties. Two more. And then last one. Okay, leg straight up, right foot on the floor. Give your strap a nice little pull so we can stretch out the front of the right leg when it's on the floor, back of the left leg when it's up. Okay, then we are going to grab our right strap again, and then the strap is gonna go onto your foot. Now, I'm gonna keep on my long loops just because I am on a medium and a heavy spring. If you're on a light and a heavy and you think that it's too light, you could go to your short loops instead of your long loops. Legs are gonna go up just as high as you can hold your neutral position, feet are parallel. We're just finishing off with leg circles. So I'm gonna exhale, pull my legs down towards my springs, open them wide out to the sides to circle around and back up. Exhaling as I lower, inhale as we circle around and back up. Again, just holding that nice neutral position the entire time. Now, the next time we come up, we're gonna pause at the top and then reverse. So we're gonna go out, down, around, zip the legs together, hinge to come back up. Again, making sure we are never collapsing into our low backs. Okay, let's do 2. And then last one. Now, when we come up, we're gonna pause at the top. You can either go legs straight up to the ceiling with your low backs flat and stretch. You could go bottoms of the feet together, knees wide for your butterfly stretch. If you wanna do happy baby and move into happy baby, you could. Up to you for this last stretch. Okay, then we're gonna take our straps off of our feet, hang them back up onto the pegs. We'll sit off to the sides of our reformers. We are all finished with that workout. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me today.